B-Rob Jr. traded to the 49ers to back up Christian McCaffrey as the Niners are in shambles in their backup roles and injuries are striking like crazy. Good move for the 49ers? Maybe, possibly. We'll talk about that. Also, this really cements in what we've already known. The ADP will spike back up for Jakori Croskey-Merritt, a.k.a. Little Bill, a.k.a. Bill, a.k.a. JCM, a.k.a. our boy, our midseason mother-freaking monster as everybody climbs on the Bill train. Bill's the man, the myth, the legend. We're here to discuss not only Brian Robinson Jr. impact to the Niners, but what this means for Bill and his work, what it means for Rodriguez and his work. Talk about what the coach said about Rodriguez, how I don't think people are understanding what he's really intending to do and why he answered the questions the way he answered. I'm not trying to say that from a biased perspective. I'll bring the thunder. I'll bring the unbiased take. And yes, Rodriguez will be involved, but is it what it seems? No, probably not. Bill's season is in full effect. I'll spoil it right now. Bill's season is in full effect, but we are here to discuss all angles. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. Breaking news edition. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Yeah, Ma. JCM. Yeah. No, Croskey, C-R-O-S. One S, Ma. One S, Ma.
Stock on the rise.
Trying to convince Ma how to pick up Croskey-Merritt is really tough. He is hyphenated, Ma. Get the meatloaf out of the oven first. It's hyphenated. Bill's his name. Bill's going to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. That's just, no matter what anybody tries to spin, because they didn't pick up Bill. You didn't pick up Bill, and so you're confused, and you're like, well, what about Rodriguez? I think we could be okay, right? Yes and no. He's a good player. Is Bill the future of the team? Yeah, the draft capital is with Bill. The draft selection is with Bill. The Adam Peters, I like this kid, I want this kid, I identify the talent, is with Bill. However, anything can happen. You know, both these players can play really, really well. And while I do truly believe that we're looking at a Bill season, Bill will be unleashed upon the fantasy football worlds, I do believe that we will see Bill become the starter in name. You know, like, hey, who's starting this week? Bill. You know, not to mention that we're talking about a big story, a great storyline. Everybody loves Bill. There'll be Bill jerseys everywhere. Bill signs. Everything will be dollar bills. This will be the easiest played on nickname and fanfare type of movement you could predict for a team. Bill. Who doesn't love Bill? Okay, and everybody and their mother acting like they know Bill personally now. All these analysts are like, I like Bill. His name's Bill. Let me tell you the backstory that I just learned about Bill when the Fantasy Football Show was telling you to cook with Bill all offseason.
Let him cook.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, I get where a lot of people are coming from. I understand that a lot of people would love to suggest that Coach, who said yesterday when asked about, well, can Rodriguez take the place of Brian Robinson Jr., Coach, and be that goal line short carry back, take his work, take Brian Robinson Jr.'s work, take his role, take his goal line carries, take his short yardage carries. And if you look at the coach's reaction, it was a leading question, number one. Not saying that he won't take his work, because he will. But Brian Robinson Jr., it's the wrong way to ask the question. The coach Quinn had only one way to take that. Yeah, he's taken over. I mean, he's not. Brian Robinson Jr. is gone. So, yeah, he's taking over. Bill's going to take it over. My grandma's going to take it over. Everyone's going to take over Brian Robinson Jr.'s goal line and short yardage work. Now, is Rodriguez a good goal line candidate? Absolutely. Is Bill a good goal line candidate? Probably. Is Bill going to be the guy you're using between the 20s, ripping off big long runs, also occasionally giving goal line work, inside the 10 work, reception work? He's a great receiving back. So is Rodriguez. Really, you could cuff the two together, and maybe we have a very, very strong handcuff relationship between the two running backs that are now the sole providers of the run game in Washington. So no one should belittle Rodriguez's role in the handcuff situation. This is a cuff. So Bill and Rod and Bill, time to cross streams, cuff the two together, and you're probably pretty damn good at a running back 3 flex spot.
Let him cook.
So, Eddie says I'm lost. Is Bill JCM? Is Bill JCM? Is Finkel Einhorn? Eddie, pay attention. So, what's this mean? Okay, so let's stay away from Bill for a second, and Rodriguez and the Commanders, who are winning.
Mashed potatoes!
Just nonstop. The only thing we're waiting on is McLaurin and his agent. Not the Commanders. Not the Commanders. We're waiting on McLaurin and his agent. Here is the full story. Acquiring Brian Robinson Jr. with the Commanders, paying down $1.25 million of his salary for a better draft pick. So what ended up happening is the Commanders acquired sent away acquired 6th-round draft pick, and then, as I just said, paying down $1.25 million to get said draft pick. They're kind of like you're paying to have Brian Robinson Jr. moved, but also paying to get your draft pick and have all that goodness. So they were going to get rid of Brian Robinson Jr. Now, why would the Niners do this? Because their entire running back room and wide receiver room and team is in shambles, because this coach is whatever you want to say about his offensive coordinating. Kyle Shanahan is one of the worst head coaches in the National Football League. You can come in here and say, this guy, what's he saying about my coach? And then we know you're a Niner fan if they're debating that. I am not a Niner hater. I promoted Debo and Garendo and Jordan Mason all offseason last year, all in season last year. We won leagues off the back of 49er players for quite some time. I am not some hater on the 49ers. I am not. You know that. If you've been here, if you're legit, if you're a real one, if you're an OG, you know I support Niner players and I support my Niner fans, because I got a lot of Niner fans that come in here, and you know that I love you. But I am hard on this coach because he is one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. His offensive mind and prowess makes him one of the best play calling decision makers at times. He is a great OC. He is a glorified OC. He's probably one of the best OCs in the league in offensive minds. Does not make you a good coach. Does not make you a good decision maker in the offseason. Does not make you good at contracts and personnel and choosing when to put Trey Lance in and when to take him out and put Jimmy Garoppolo in and ruin Trey Lance. Look at Trey Lance right now over in LAC. You could say, Smitty, that's LAC. That's, it's a backup. So it's, what are you going to talk about Trey? Look, Shanahan screwed that up royally. The guy had cobwebs all over him, Trey Lance, and you just let him ferment and sit on the bench. He played really good as a rookie. You pulled him and put Jimmy Garoppolo back in. This guy's made bad personnel decision after bad personnel decision. Doesn't have his team stretch at all. You might say, Smitty, that's really weird of you. Don't you think someone would have figured that out? Yeah, you would think someone would figure out that the 49ers don't stretch. They don't stretch. Raj, RSF 49ers, my boy, almost 400,000 followers on Instagram. Go check him out on IG, RSF 49ers. O-U-R, our SF 49ers. That's my boy Raj. He says it all the time. We go live he says it. We go live, he talks about it. He says that he can't believe how much this team doesn't stretch. He can't believe that the Denver Broncos come out for the game and stretch for 45 minutes. Hold, switch, hold. It's like going to like a track and field, high school track and field, first 30 minutes of the practice kind of thing. But the Niners walk out, do a couple of these, and then they just start playing and practicing. And there's got to be something to this. We know it. You know it. I know it. The real ones know it. There's something going on in San Francisco. Why are they always injured? It's scheme. Part of it's scheme. It's the pulling. It's putting players in vulnerable positions blocking wise because of how the offense moves and pulls and has all kinds of crazy concepts which make the offense great, right? It makes a tight end blocking a linebacker. It causes a lot of vulnerabilities and puts players in susceptible situations. But that's not it. That can't be it. That's not everything. There's a lot of other things from the training staff down to everything. So the Niners are in shambles right now. Their entire running back room is injured. This is not the first time. It's every year. It's every freaking year. The whole wide receiver room's in shambles. Wouldn't be surprised if they make a wide receiver trade, right? They make a running back trade. I wouldn't be surprised if they make another trade. Now, Brian Robinson Jr., I hope he's prepared to go get hurt. I hope he's ready to go. Hope he's got his bag packed with a bunch of bandages because he's going over to a war zone. Now, what's his threat level for McCaffrey? Not threatening McCaffrey until McCaffrey gets injured. If anybody thinks this guy isn't starting a game or two, I've got a bridge that's this invisible bridge here to sell you. If you can't envision this man being forced to start games this year from injury, I've got a bridge to sell you. If you believe that the entire running back room is injured and Christian McCaffrey's going to stay healthy all year, but everybody else can't, I got a bridge to sell you. And my continued McCaffrey, or really, let's back up. My continued Shanahan needs to go. Definitely not received well for years. Go back 3 years ago. You're insane. You hear this guy? NFC Championship after NFC Do you hear this guy? This guy's insane. All Niner fans thought I was nuts. Now, well, about a year later, 20% agreed with me. 80% think I don't know what I'm talking about. Now it's 50-50. You talk to a Niner fan, you can see Niner fans in here. I've got this one right here. Where's that comment here? There's a comment here. It said, yeah, right here. I'm starting to see 50-50. This is the year Shanahan gets fired, please. So Niner fans, 50% of them want it. Whether the Niner fans that are loud that think I'm crazy, oh, he takes his team to a championship game. Smitty, he's in a Super Bowl. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The guy takes his foot off the gas. He makes horrible decisions. The team's constantly in shambles. There's excuse after excuse after excuse. And his offensive coordinating and the team that he's built and the coaching trees that he creates, they're all great. There's definitely an argument to say, well, let me tell you why the problem, it ends up getting, a mask put around it because Shanahan's so good at these other things. And if he takes his team to an NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl and loses, it's because he's such a good offensive mind. That doesn't tell you that I'm wrong on his decision making. Brian Robinson Jr. impact from a fantasy football perspective doesn't impact anything until an injury happens. Now, will he be a change of pace player? Maybe. Look, Guarendo's back too, though. Guarendo's injury prone. They're concerned about this situation. But the Niners are also a team very much different than other teams that whenever there's even an injury or a hint of anything, they get camp bodies in there. They get practice bodies in there. They bring in the chosen Robbie Anderson. They bring in player after player. Like they brought in receivers, let them go, bring them in. They constantly have camp bodies. Part of me is like, guys, you realize you're going in there to get beat up so the other guys can try and stay as healthy as they can. Be careful. Brian Robinson Jr., I hope you're ready to get injured. Okay, get ready. It's going to be rough. Get your bubble hat on and get ready, prepare. I'm very, very much worried about how this is all going to go down for this entire Niner team this year. I think they're going to be in shambles. I think they're going to be injured. I think everybody acts like this schedule. Oh, they've got the easiest schedule in the league. Let's repeat that like a parrot over and over and over. A schedule created in many ways. There are good ways to look at the schedule. Okay, I'm not saying that they don't have a good schedule, but everybody talking about this, they have the best schedule by record based on the Vegas odds and wins and losses and all the different record components here. Based on record, they have the best schedule in the NFL. Who cares about record? Teams draft and improve and change. Defenses change. Coaching, coached up players play better. Having an added quarterback makes the entire offense play better, and then the defense plays better, and so forth. The Cardinals, they're a joke, aren't they? They improved their defense in an amazing way in the NFL draft, adding two of the better defensive players in the league, at FBS, bringing two very exciting players into this Cardinal defense. You face them twice a year. This is different. Everybody can use what they want to say that this team's playing this team and this is a better schedule, and oh my God, let me tell you something. The Niners are in trouble. This move doesn't signify that Christian McCaffrey's losing carries. This move doesn't signify anything other than the Niners are in trouble. They're banged up and injured from top to bottom. This is going to be a rough year. If Brock Purdy stays healthy, I will be shocked. If Brock Purdy's upright long enough for this team to even compete in a very close battle for a division win to try and get a freaking playoff berth, because I'll tell you something, I don't know that it comes from a wild card spot. It certainly could, but it probably won't, because you have a team in the Bengals or the Ravens that's grabbing a wild card spot for sure. So whichever team wins the division, the other one grabs the wild card spot. Same thing between the Chiefs and the Broncos over here. And then on this side over here, you've got the same situation. We talk about the AFC so much because the way these teams grab these spots is crazy. So I'm sorry I'm talking about the AFC, but if we go over to the NFC, so real quick, let me go over the AFC. Chiefs, Bengals, Jaguars, Buffalo Bills. Same thing is happening over here. Washington, Philly, probably Falcons, Bucks. Do you see what's happening? These wild card spots on both sides of the fence are almost locked in. The Bucks, the Falcons, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Bengals, the Ravens. Those are two wild card spots on both sides of the fence. We'll talk about where this fits in for the Niners in a second. There's one wild card spot in my mind available on both sides. One wild card spot is, and just real quickly to finish the AFC, is that going to be the Jets? Is it going to be the Chargers? Might it be the trusty Steelers? Might it be the Texans? Might it be the Jaguars if the Texans win the division? One wild card spot. No one's taking the wild card spot from the Bengals or Ravens, whoever loses that division race. No one's taking the wild card spot from the Broncos or the Chiefs, whoever loses that division race. There's one wild card spot available. Washington, Philly. One of those teams is grabbing the wild card spot. Atlanta and Tampa. One of these teams is grabbing the wild card spot. There's one wild card spot left in the NFC. There's one wild card spot left in the AFC, already predetermined, in my mind. The only difference between, and why I'm highlighting both sides, is because this division has a few more heavy hitters, in my opinion, than this conference. You have a very crafty looking Seattle Seahawks team right now, I might say. A very up and coming Arizona Cardinal team that has such an improved defense. The Vikings are going to be competitive, whether McCarthy's what everybody wants them to be or whatever. We'll see what happens with the Packers. Carolina is going to be very underrated. The Dallas Cowboys are 100% going to be competing for this final and very tough to go get wildcard spot. The Niners have almost no shot at winning a wildcard spot, if you ask me, with all of the injuries, given how locked in, maybe even two of the wildcard spots from this division alone might be locked in from the East. Might be guaranteed that we have 3 teams going to the playoffs from this division alone. 1 wildcard spot, 1 wildcard spot. If the Eagles win the division, 1 wildcard spot, 1 wildcard spot. The Cowboys are going to ball this year. Whether they crap the bed in the playoffs or not, they're going to ball. Atlanta, Tampa, you're telling me the Niners are going to knock off the Tampa Bay Bucks or the Atlanta Falcons? I don't think so. Detroit wins the division. The Vikings, this is tough sledding for the 49ers. I don't think the Niners make the playoffs. I don't care about how easy their schedule is. Doesn't matter. And 42069's laughing because he's Dallas Cowboys. Show me your football fandom, and no offense to your comment, but that you don't really know what you're talking about when you come in and you start laughing at a team that's going to take the NFL by storm during the regular season. You can talk whatever you want, kind of mess you want to talk about for playoff choking or anything like that. But if you truly believe that the Cowboys aren't going to be a great football team this year during the regular season, you really are just speaking from a megaphone of fandom. Let's hit these super chats here. Appreciate all of you. We'll open the phone lines in a second. Let me get all these on screen, and then we'll move forward with the phone line. Let me see if I can activate my alerts here to make sure that these are popping off when these come in. I'm sorry about that. And guys, hit that thumb up button and like button on the way in the door. We got about 700 in here from YouTube, and about 250 to 300 from X. Make sure you're following me on YouTube and you subscribe, because we go live whenever big news breaks. Even if we're a little delayed like today, we come in here and we break it down. This was not necessarily as immediate intensive. So I was out, but I came back. I rushed back to go live on this topic. But we take care of it within an hour, within a half hour, within 5 minutes. We go live when news breaks, and more importantly, we're breaking down the impact. It's not like we're out here breaking Schefter's news for him. We're here to dissect it. When something happens in the NFL, you come here to figure out what it all means. What's the heads and tails? What's the skinny? What's it look like? What are we expecting here? Money Mitch, appreciate you. I'm putting all these super chats on screen. We'll handle them in order in which they were received. Let me just throw all these right here. Okay, there you go. All right, let's handle these super chats. This is a $20 hauler from Lee. Lee, appreciate you. Have the 49er fans and CMC owners that'll want B. Robinson Jr. might be able to pull off a good trade out. Please rank all these trades. My Brian Robinson for Little Bill, Egbuka, Garrett Wilson, Higgins, or Rashee Rice. That's really cute, Lee. I don't think you're gonna get any of those players for Brian Robinson Jr. But it's you can maybe get like something with him being a throw-in into the deal. But Brian Robinson Jr. won't get you Egbuka. Egbuka is a marvel, bro. Egbuka is a monster. You can't trade a cellar dweller for a monster. You're not getting Garrett Wilson. He's a third, fourth, fifth rounder, depends on where you're drafting. T. Higgins, you're not getting T. Higgins. He sometimes goes in round 3, 4. You're not getting Rashee Rice, who's a top 5 wide receiver per start. None of these things exist for Brian Robinson Jr. I know you want them to, but you can't even put pixie dust on this. Even Matthew McConaughey can't turn this, water into wine. But do I think you could maybe get somebody to do a trade they shouldn't do by throwing B-Rob in? yeah, I think the Christian McCaffrey owner might be willing to go get him, but you got to remember, Guerrero is still the backup. Brian Robinson Jr. isn't trumping. Well, he could, but I would not personally draft Brian Robinson Jr. at all, let alone over Guerrero. But this also does it's a good reminder, it adds a component that Guerrero might be pretty cheap right now to go get. Lee, appreciate your super chat, and that's a $20 hauler, so you get a
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you very much, Andy, for dropping 5 gifted memberships, you straight up monster. Andy Stock
on the rise.
Andy Stock is on the rise up in this mug. Andy also dropped 10 gifted memberships. Andy, appreciate you. Andy coming in strong. Andy, New Age Outlaw, Andy, BBQ, a few of you other gifted membership droppers have been unbelievable lately, and I just want to say thank you to you guys. Dynasty, Rookie, Tootin, Horton, Thornton, Got Bill, Tootin. I'm going to go Tootin, Horton, and Thornton in that order if I had to rank those guys. That's a great question, though. Nice trade for San Francisco. Maybe instead of picks swap, they took half of his contract. It's not a bad trade for San Francisco, but it's Brian Robinson. Like he's okay. He's just a guy, you know. You're probably not even going to use him that much, you know. But the way the injuries happen, he's going to start some games. But I don't know, how good will he be? He'll be pretty good in this offense. Everybody would be good in this offense, but Guerrero is still the man, you know. But will he stay healthy? I don't know. I think we're 9-8 or 10-7 if healthy all year. I am coping as a Niner fan. I think you could be 10-7 if you stayed healthy, sure, but that's part of the problem. You know, it's a fairy tale, you know, to imagine the Niners staying healthy at this point. It's just not something that I think is in the cards. 12-team Dynasty Superflex, 0.5. A, target a Harvey plus a third rounder, or B, Pitts plus Bo Nix. It's a good question. I would probably say that Harvey, it's a good question because people have it, not because it's, you know, we shouldn't be comparing Harvey and Pitts and Bo Nix, I don't think, unless it's a 2Q, Superflex. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Superflex. Yeah. So that's a good question. I would probably say give me Bo Nix and Pitts in a Superflex, but you could get, if this is a trade, I don't know if you're talking about draft approach, but Bo Nix is worth more than Harvey in Superflex. Harvey is still somebody I'm trying to target immediately after that, but if this is a trade, this is a pretty decent trade. Bo Nix would go in the top 14 overall. Harvey would not go until, if he goes around 4 or 5 in a, probably 3-4 in a Dynasty startup non-Superflex, he probably goes maybe top of 3, maybe still 3-4. So they're a little ways apart. Like, that's a good trade in a Superflex. And if you don't play Superflex, it's uncomfortable to talk about stuff like that because you're like, how can you like Nix over Harvey? It's different. Smitty, need a call in, have Pride League drafting tomorrow. Okay, well, the phone lines will be open in just a little bit. Appreciate your super chat. We'll tackle that as soon as we can. 1999 hauler from Henry. Appreciate you dropping this super chat. Smitty, when do sleep? Talking about me? Sporadically. I work midnights. I drive to work. You're live. I listen at work. You're live. I drive home. You're live. I wake up. You're live. Smitty's the hardest working content analyst in the business. Thank you, bro. No, thank you for the $20 hauler. And appreciate you dropping a wad like that on a still morning for me. It's 11:58 a.m.
Mashed potatoes!
Can't thank you guys enough, especially those of you that drop like a $20 hauler in saying thank you. You know what I mean? So stock up for you.
Stock on the rise.
Thank you very much for that. Dynasty rookie Tootin, Horton, Thornton, got Bill. I ranked that one already. I'm definitely liking. What order did I give you? I said Tootin, Horton, Thornton in that order. Yes, that's what I said. Appreciate you. Dart. QB Dart, not target. Oh, bro, when you put that up there, if that was what your message was, let me see if I can find it. I thought you were saying like target in a trade. I didn't know you were talking about Jackson Dart. Like, use the name, bro. Like, no one's necessarily locked in that when someone puts a Dart target, Target emoji, that I know that that's Jackson Dart. Like, you're gonna end up getting yourself in trouble. Dart and Harvey in a third. You know what? That is different. I kind of think that could be good. I might lean toward that potential move because Dart's looking better and better. I admit I was not on the Dart train. I'm starting to think he could be something decent, very, very decent, and he's got neighbors to throw to. So I might lean toward the Harvey Dart side just because I'm a gambling man. 28% Grendo on Best Ball Mania with 12 teams left to draft. Did I go overboard? No, because I mean, look, Grendo can still win leagues in spot duty. You know, like in spot duty meaning like spot starts. 4 starts wins a league. You know, that's because you didn't draft him to be a full-time starter ever. You drafted him for spike weeks. You drafted him for 4 games. The moment your league mates run to the waiver wire and realize you drafted Bill in all leagues, proud graduate of Smitty U. Bro, everyone's going to think they can, Brian Robinson Jr. is the pick, but the real winner today is Bill. We'll talk about Bill in a minute. Thank you, BBQ, for the super chat. JCM to the moon. I was offered Tyreek Hill, James Cook, and Brian or Brashard Smith for Trey Henderson, Travis Hunter, 12 team. I'm in a rebuild. I would laugh. I'd send them this.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
I'm not trading Henderson and Hunter. I wouldn't trade Henderson for James Cook and Tyreek Hill and Brashard Smith. And he wants Hunter too. It's one of the worst offers I've ever seen. God offered Igbuka and Javonte Williams for my Pickens, Ramondre. I would rather have Igbuka than Pickens in a dynasty. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean I don't love Pickens. I'm going to have a video on Pickens soon. $20 hauler from Red. Red, appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Red, you still here? It hasn't been that long, but I just want to make sure you're still here. Great call on JCM Smitty in a 12-man, 2-keeper league. I'm the 12th pick. Rank these guys for my second-round pick, please. Rice. Rice is too early in the second. Well, two-man keeper league. I guess 4th round. Yeah, that's fine. Rice, MHJ, B. Hall, Kamara, Hampton. It's going to be Hampton. Then probably it's Dynasty, right? Rank these guys for my second-round pick. Keeper league. Okay. Keeper league, but Dynasty keeper league. Like, you keep these guys forever, right? I'm going to assume that. Then I want Rice. If you could only have like a 2-year window or some sort of limited keeper league, I probably do rank MHJ because of the suspension and you just have the short window of time. But I'm going to go Hampton, Rice, MHJ, or Hampton, MHJ, Rice. Rice and MHJ are pretty tied. I could argue either one. I just think Rice is so good, but there are reasons to consider that this could continue to like be, each year is there something, or is this a guy that's not going to be able to live up to the hype? I don't know. It's possible, but at the end of the day, I love Rice. I think Rice is a monster. So I'm very much on board getting either side of Rice or MHJ, but I will say that Hampton's the clear number 1 here. And thank you, Red, for the super chat and the kind words. You're the man, the myth, the legend. I'm on the clock in a super flex league right now, guys. I've got Joe Burrow, I've got Bucky, I've got Nico, I've got Trey Henderson, I've got Michael Penix Jr., I've got Xavier Worthy. Do I select with my next pick Cam Ward as the last quarterback really that I like at all? But I already have 2 quarterbacks, so Penix Jr. and Joe Burrow. Do I go get Cam Ward, who's going to have some trade value potentially in this Superflex? Or do I take running backs available? I mean, there's just not a lot of Charbonnet's there, but that's, it's a little early for that. I don't see anything that I'm extremely excited about at RB. But I'm good at RB. I have I have Henderson and Bucky. My wide receivers are Nico and Xavier Worthy. The wide receivers available: Devontae Smith, Zay Flowers, J-Mo Williams, Debo. It's not keeper. It's redraft. Do I take Ward? Right now it's between Laporta, Slap. It's between Slap, Debo, and Cam Ward and J-Mo. J-Mo, Debo, Cam Ward, and Slap. And Devontae Smith, I guess you could say. I kind of like Debo right now. Also, the fact that I have Debo or Ward. Debo or Ward. Cam Ward, Debo, got a Debo vote. And the lineup is as follows. It's 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, mandatory, and then 2 additional flexes. So I got Nico and Worthy in my 2 wide receiver spots. I got Bucky and Trey Henderson in my 2 running backs. So now this is a flex play. And I got Penix Jr. in the super flex. Ward is great. Ward might open the door to a trade that ends up netting me more than I can pick right here with this pick alone, right? So I'm kind of thinking that, but then again, it's like, do I really want to go in a direction of not filling one of my 2, flex spots, because it's a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex league. Smitty, what are your views on bumping Bucky to round 1? I'm fine with that. If Ward is a bust, then you just have less depth. Love J-Mo in the flex, says Toby. What are we thinking here? Debo will disappoint. Watch. So that's up to that's your call, bro. That's your take. Read the room. Debo. Okay, final answer, guys. Debo, Cam Ward, Debo. Vote right now. I'm choosing between those 2. I like J-Mo a lot, but I want Debo over J-Mo personally. So you guys can give me your vote. J-Mo's out. Debo or Ward? Ward or Debo? I got a Ward vote. Hit me with some votes. Cam Ward, Debo. Cam Ward for upside. Debo. Johnny says Debo. Ward, Debo. Sam Laporta makes the most sense. Says 1 vote. Debo, Ward, Debo. You have great QBs. Ward, Debo. I just hate not being able to use this player right now. Ward, Debo. Jeez. But trading QBs, I have a feeling I'll be able to trade a QB later. Let's go Debo. I like getting one of my flex spots. I don't want to be starving for... There it is. Nico, Xavier Worthy, Debo Samuel. Bucky, Trey Henderson. Joe Burrow, Penix Jr. Super flex. There we go. All right, let's get to these other super chats. We got a $20 hauler. We got a $4.99 coming in from Owen. Owen, I'll get to you in 1 second. Appreciate that. We have a, let's see, Barner with a $5 hauler. I'll get to that in 1 second. We got a $20 hauler. It needs immediate attention from Stay Golden. Stay Golden, my boy, dropping a 20 watt on screen.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Yo, Smitty, got my main league super flex, 1 QB, 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, 1 super flex. Should I go back-to-back top 10 wide receiver running backs or grab at least 1 QB? Always grab 1 QB, bro. Always grab 1 QB. If you have an opportunity to grab Mahomes or higher, you have to do that with your first overall pick. You can't grab Jamar Chase or Bijan Robinson or Gibbs or Lamb over a Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Lamar, JD5, Josh Allen. I could grab one of those guys over Nix, but then grab Bo Nix in round 2. But always come away with at least 1 quarterback. I'm at the 10th spot. Where does Bill potentially go now? Bill probably goes in the 9, 10, 11 round range. Now, the news on Rodriguez is definitely going to tug and pull on that hype train, right? The hype train's pulling one way. The Rodriguez, hey, I wasn't able to get Bill, but Rodriguez is out there on waivers. He's the best, right? Those guys are loud. And so it's a tug and a pull. I think that we had Rodriguez pulling Bill back into double-digit rounds. And then now this news, even though we knew it was going to happen, is going to pull it back. And people are fickle with the news. So I would say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Big wide range of outcomes in terms of your draft requirement, cost of entry. From the 10 spot, I absolutely love going with one of those big name wide receiver running backs if all the quarterbacks are gone. So definitely make sure you're not passing on Mahomes or anything like that. But Knicks would be a great QB1 at the corresponding second round pick if you end up not getting Mahomes. That would be my take on that. Just joined, I have B-Rob, I feel horrible. You have B-Rob, I feel horrible. Why, Money Mitch? B-Rob just got a better chance, a second chance. Like he had no shot at anything in Washington. So this maybe improves his chance of hitting the field once in a while. But yeah, I mean, B-Rob never had value this entire offseason. I picked up Bill and Brashard. Thank you for the super chat. Brashard Smith, Rodriguez sniped. Bill and Brashard Smith are better than Rodriguez in terms of 2025 overall value, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to draft Brian Robinson Jr. #1 fantasy instead of Bijan. That guy did that. Man, that guy that did that, I feel bad for him, but he's got to pay attention. Many men wish Brian Robinson Jr. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's kind of a weird comment. Appreciate your super chat, though. Smitty, I'm in an auction draft with IDPs, and Travis Hunter has DB eligibility. What percentage of my budget should I drop on him if he's a cheat coded DB? Do your projection thing. Hit the stats, hit projections. We got 1,000 people in the building right now. We're about 900 on YouTube, and then about the rest on X. All my X people, swing on over to YouTube, please, and subscribe. We go live whenever news breaks. We go live at 8 p.m. every single night. We go live at midnight almost every single night. So we're live 3-4 times a day. This is your new home for not only just NFL news, anytime there's NFL news, fantasy football, phone calls, all that. You got to go to your projections, Mario. I can't do this for you. You have to go to your projections, see what the scoring does for him. And if he's the #1 overall player, if he's the #5 overall player, if he's the #1 DB, if he's the #1 or #2 or #3 receiver, then just understand that they're projecting low wide receiver numbers for him. I'm projecting him to have about 1,110. So whatever numbers they're giving you, I'm going to up them. So you need to smash the value here. As far as your fab, auctions are tough. I don't always buy players that are expensive because then you have less money to buy these sleepers and you can just stock up on another extra sleeper. But I would say percentage of fab, I would say if he doesn't go in the top 5 wide receiver money and he's projected to be #1 for all wide receivers as a DB, or projected to blow all the other DBs out of the water and be like the #5 overall player, you got to spend like $60. You got to make him probably right under Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb and probably like Bijan and Gibbs. That's about where he's going to go. But your scoring is going to determine that. Maybe your scoring doesn't allow for that. You know what I'm saying? Why is Atlanta Tampa Bay a locked in a spot Adunze plus Egbuka? Egbuka over Adunze. I could understand someone wanting to have Adunze ranked higher than Egbuka. You're excited about a breakout year. You think it's going to be different this year, and I get it and I understand it. But Egbuka to me is a generational type talent. He really is. He's going to be a superstar. Egbuka all day long. Don't even think about it. Why is Atlanta Tampa Bay a lock? Because I just think they're going to ball out, bro. Their offenses are amazing. I mean, what would make you not want Atlanta? What would make you say, hey, I mean, are you a Carolina Panther and Saints fan? I mean, I like Carolina. I gave Carolina props when I talked about it. I said Carolina might do pretty well. That might be a surprise. That might be a wild card surprise, maybe. But these two teams are just insane weaponry. Offenses are explosive. Appreciate you with your super chat, though. Thank you for the much appreciated. Go San Francisco. Thank you for the receipt. Thank you for the receipt. Oh, because I'm saying that the Niners are going to be in shambles. Jay's thinking he's got me. Okay. See you in November, maybe. Maybe we'll come back. Maybe you won't. Got offered Devontae Adams and Kyle Williams for Coker and JCM. If you can win now, it's a dynasty. Adams has got very little long-term value. If you can win now, I could understand this, but I think I'm not trading JCM. Part of me feels like you could get more, my boy. Part of me feels like you could really go get more for JCM. And you're kind of selling JCM right when he starts to climb in value. You know what I mean? Like, you could wait a little while versus, throwing all this upside that might still be on the way. Kind of like the housing market just starts to correct. And then all of a sudden, you just sell before you even see what the peak is. You don't know many men by 50 Cent. Brian Robinson Jr. and RP. You don't know many men by 50 Cent. The song, I'm not really into 50 Cent music, bro. I'm sorry. Do I look like a 50 Cent? I'm more of a, give me some old school rock or some, I don't know. Give me some punk or old school rock. I'm not much of a 50 Cent guy. Got offered Devontae. So Devontae Adams, I would take in if I could win a bunch of cash money, I might do this. Let me recorrect that. I might do this. My running backs are Hendy, Harvey, H-Han. Wide receivers are Hunter, Tet, Chase. If I could win, your receivers are enough though. You have Chase and Neighbors and Tet and Hunter. You don't need Adams. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Your team's good enough to survive without that trade. Do you think B-Rob to the Niners is a good move for McCaffrey? Might be able to do CMC for Gibbs straight up. I would. You might be able to, bro. I'd give up a first rounder, and I'd give up multiple first rounders if that was Dynasty. Obviously, you're not going to get that in Dynasty. I just try and cover everything. But in redraft, I would, bro. I'm drafting Gibbs 1, 2, or 3, or 4 overall. I'm not taking Christian McCaffrey in even the second round. So, I mean, what on earth, watching my content, what on earth would make you think that I don't take Gibbs when, we talk about Gibbs all day long. Maybe you haven't been here all offseason, so I understand that, but absolutely smash that, bro. Gibbs by a country mother freaking mile. It's not even close. Wanted to give an update. I was the first super chat earlier. Think I just fleeced my fiance. Oh, bro. Because he's a 49er fan. Traded my Brian Robinson Jr. for his bill. You got him. You got him.
Got him.
See, I would say if it was the opposite way, you'd be on the couch. But now he's just going to revere you because you made such an amazing move. So, great job on that. Hats off to you. Excellent move. Phone lines are open. You called it just the right time, 214, because I was not taking calls until that second. So 214, you're live. What can I do for you? Thank you all for the super chats. Go ahead, 214.
Hey, Smitty. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro.
Question. So I'm in a keeper league, 12-man, 1 QB. And I kind of know the answer to this, but I still want to get your take on it and kind of work around it. I have...
Hey, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me just merge this call. Mute yourself, caller. I'll be right with you. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Okay. Continue on, good man.
Okay. Sorry about that. So I have Chase Brown for the keeper at round 4, McBride at round 5, and then I have JD5 at round 12.
Okay.
I'm thinking about going, it's just a 1 keeper. I was thinking about JD5, but I wanted to get your input as far as like what should I do as far as build around that.
I mean, the question is, if you're drafting today in a fresh startup draft, is JD5 going in the first round? The answer is no, right? It's a 1. No,
correct.
Going in round 2, the answer is no. Is he going in round 3? Maybe. maybe round 3. So you have to factor in that this is a 3rd round player, right?
Yeah,
it's good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's good. But you're writing him. Are you writing him into any particular draft slot each year that goes up, or is it just 12 every year? You put him in the 12 spot. And how many years can you keep?
Well, we can keep him for 1 year, and then you go back to that will be wherever you drafted him at. That'll be the round that he'll be in. So he'll actually go into my round 1 next year.
Round 1. Okay, so it's a good value, but it's not a long-term amazing. So I'm going to say you can't keep JD5. As much as that's a great value, bro, you're going to get a quarterback, and you'll be fine. The thing is, you're probably getting, let's say you keep Chase Brown in 4.
Okay.
You're not going to get that. JD5 and 12 is fantastic with the 4th rounder I get, but Chase Brown or McBride is such a better value.
Okay.
Because these guys are going to get consumed really quickly. Quarterbacks will be there. Mahomes will be there. Bo Nix will be there. You'll be able to pick up these guys pretty easily in a 1 QB league. I don't tend to hold quarterbacks in a 1 QB league when I can just draft them back. Like, you can get JD5 back. If you drop Chase Brown, he goes really quickly off the board. Especially with everybody keeping one player, you're kind of like starting off in round 2. I love JD5, but this is a 1 QB.
Yes.
You know, and this is you don't get to keep them for handfuls and handfuls of years. You get to keep them for 1 year, right?
Correct.
That's not a real long-term move, in my opinion. So I'm going to keep I'd probably keep Chase Brown in 4, because this is a borderline 1st round player. I'd say Chase Brown in 4. The only thing I'm going to say, give me the names that might be there in 4.
The names that may be 4 would be let me think. I think it was Hunter. And let's see here. There was, gosh, who was the other one? I believe it was Harvey was there and Hunter were there, because I like to follow what you do.
All right, let me just think for a second.
Okay.
I don't know, guys. Maybe I do change my mind here. Because if you could keep JD5 and still get a Hunter in that spot, because you're going to be able to draft with that spot now if you leave it open.
Yes.
Guys, I'm going to change my mind. I think. Am I? What do you guys think? If you really believe you're going to get a Harvey in round 4, I'd rather have Harvey and JD5 than just Chase Brown. So give me final answer. Sorry to change my mind. Give me JD5, 12th rounder, so that you can draft Harvey in that 4th round spot anyway. Yeah, do it live. Sorry, I want to work that through. If you really believe you're getting that kind of talent there, I'm doing it. Harvey,
absolutely.
Harvey, JD5, lock it in. That's better than just Chase Brown.
Sounds good. And then, so you think I could cuff that with like, if I get a chance to get Croskey-Merritt and Samuel, try to cuff them with JD5?
I'm not worried about cuffing and redraft, bro. It doesn't help you. A lot of times it can hamper you. I'm not saying don't do it if it works, but don't go out of your way to do stuff like that in a redraft. You're hearing that from best ball people do that, and it makes sense because of optimal scoring. But cuffing does not help you as much in a redraft. It can sometimes hurt you. All right, bro. JD5, final answer. I changed my mind. All right, later.
Sounds good. Thanks, Smitty.
Yeah. Hold on, callers. Let me just get these super chats out real quickly. Gene Carlo Torres dropping the $50 hauler on the building. Woo!
$50. Give me $50 hauler.
Carlo, appreciate you. Hey, Smitty, Dynasty trade question. First, with who would you rather have between Devontae Adams and George Pickens? Call me crazy, but I want Pickens. And in a trade, would you trade George Pickens and Kyren Williams for Adams and Charbonnet? No, bro. Why would you trade Pickens? Why would I trade Kyren Williams alone for this? When you go and do something like this, You go get, Pickens, Adams. I like it. Just when you go and do something like that, you totally unredeem yourself. This is like trading the shaggin' wagon for like a bicycle. It doesn't even have a motor. You want to trade it for a moped, that's fine, but you trading freaking the shaggin' wagon for nothing burger. For a pair of shoes. Kyrie Williams. I mean, I like Charbonnet, but you can't do that. You can't do that. Hey, my boy, appreciate Eugene Carlo Torres dropping the $50 hauler. You are the man, the myth, the legend. So glad to see you back. And if you got Pickens, congrats. Pickens is going to ball, bro. You got Kyren, congrats. If you're acquiring the Kyren side, then yes, you do that. If you're cooking up that trade, the door's going to get slammed in your face. But Kyren Williams is going to ball this year, bro. He's a top 5 to 10 running back. I have the 11 pick in a 12-man league. Would you aim for with your top 3 picks? If I had to guess and give you a name, I'd say Genty and Bucky, Genty and BTJ, Genty and London. I would say London and Bucky, BTJ and Bucky, BTJ, Achane and Bucky. My favorite would be Genty Bucky. And then my third pick, I'm considering a wide receiver strongly. However, I would not be opposed to going running back. Or running back, wide receiver, MHJ, or hopefully higher. London would be ideal if he fell. And then Henderson would be ideal in round 4, but probably not going to fall there. But at least you know what my wish list looks like. Which side are you on? JCM, Braylon Allen, Brees, or Amarian Hampton? Give me Amarian Hampton without even a hesitation. Let's not get carried away with the JCM hype. You get Hampton, you do it live. Thank you for the super chat. 10-man keeper league. Kept Neighbors in the 3rd round and Brees in the 5th round. Have the first pick. Do I go Chase or Bijan? I'm going to go probably Bijan, given that you have Neighbors already, and I'm very running back oriented. So that's going to be my answer there. Appreciate you with the super chat, my boy. Thank you very much. And then best players available at 2.110 will be Kyren, Hendy, Garrett Wilson, JSN. Kyren, then Hendy, or Hendy, then Kyren, then Garrett Wilson. They're all really good. Those are all really close. I could honestly debate that left and right, all 4 of those, ranking them one over the other. Thanks. Another question. Thank you, Carlo. Appreciate you being here, bro. Would you trade them for anything, or should I shop CMC? I would shop CMC. I would try and get Hendy. I'd try and get Hampton. I'd try and get Kyren. I'd try and get Harvey and something. Definitely shop CMC. You could get like Hunter and Harvey. That'd be a home run, bro. Got offer McBride, Kyler, and Judkins for Achane Buka. Got offered Kyler and McBride. I assume this is a 1 QB. Otherwise, Kyler would be worth more, I think, than your... got offered McBride and Kyler for Judkins, Achane. Because it's 1 QB, I'm assuming. If it's 2 QB, you're taking Kyler and McBride, not even thinking about it. But in a 1 QB, look, Achane and Buka. I'm going to go Achane and Buka if you're good with Cam Ward's kind of like... Cam Ward's your starter, in my opinion, for fantasy until McCarthy proves it. Cam Ward's not like the easiest quarterback to start, but he's also kind of fun. I think he's going to be pretty good. I think he could produce top 8 fantasy football numbers, like really from Jump Street. I love Achane, bro. I love Buka. I love McBride, but I'm taking Achane Buka, and I'm going to build up that quarterback room if I have to, like going and getting a Penix Jr. You know what I mean? Like, figure it out. I'll be fine. I'll go get Mahomes. I'll go get Bo Nix. I can go get those guys in a trade. Take the value while you can have it. What about taking London and Brown at the second turn? I don't like A.J. Brown right now, bro. He scares me. He's always an injury risk, and right now he's banged up. So I'm going to go ahead and say pass on the A.J. Brown early second round, pal. Pass on A.J. Brown anywhere in 2. Not that he can't earn it. I get it, but they're safer players. London and Bucky. Bucky and London. I'd take Bucky in round 1 if it meant that I could get London in 2, but I couldn't get Bucky in 2. I would do that. Genty and Bucky are my favorite. Achane and Bucky, Genty and Achane. Those are all fantastic as well. And then this question, I just answered that one. And then, did I miss anybody's super chat? Please let me know. What's the number to call in? I sent a super chat earlier. I will put the number up when I'm opening the phone lines to more callers. When we get a packed phone line, thank you very much. I don't put it back up because I'm not answering. So it do no good to put it up and then reject your call. So just hang tight until I open the phone line, which will be in a second. Derek, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing?
Good, bro. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I drafted a couple of weeks ago, and I got Croskey-Merritt in like the 15th round, and Rodriguez is on the wire. I was thinking about dropping Isaac Tesla for him. Would you do that?
I don't mind that, but I love both of them, just so you know. I really like Tesla a lot. But it doesn't mean that I don't understand why you would do it. You know, it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, Tesla on a Dynasty's got a little bit more value. Rodriguez doesn't have a lot of Dynasty value, in my opinion. He's one of those, like, 1 year, 2 year shot guys. But if you've got, you said you got Bill already?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a trade that makes sense, bro. Or, an acquisition that makes sense. But I could get behind either side, and just know that we're going to be talking Tesla up a lot. So in a vacuum, I'd rather have Tesla, but I understand the situation you're in. And it doesn't, the move is not bad. The move makes sense.
So you think I'll just hang on to what I got?
I mean, if it were me, I think you get some trade value. Chat, would you rather in a redraft setting have Rodriguez with Bill or Tesla? Tesla's got more long-term value than short-term value. He's going to be hard to predict anyway, but I do like him, and I just want you to know we're going to be talking Tesla up a lot. But cuffing the two Washington guys probably is more lucrative for you. But I'm just letting you know that we're going to be talking to both of them. So when you're like, Smitty, I just cut Tesla. Why are you doing a Tesla video? But the bottom line is it's a very lucrative position for you to be in, is to have that situation set up nicely like that. Where you can, not only do you have a lot of trade value in having both guys, but you're guaranteed some good production. So I understand why you'd want to do it. But I'm just telling you that in a vacuum, I kind of like Tesla more. But you know, is this going to be a spot that the chat's saying Tesla? But I think you're in your situation, having both of them is not bad. You can't go wrong either way.
Yeah, I got as my bench running backs. I got Caleb Johnson, Jordan Mason, and now Bill. And I don't really have a good wide receiver 5. I got.
Well, but maybe you can trade Bill and Rodriguez together, and then you'll get a lot more than if you just traded one. And also, I mean, goodness gracious, man, this running back, whoever it is going to ball out. I'm fine cuffing it up. And it's a redraft, so it's not like you're throwing Tesla future value down the drain. Tesla's in a crowded room, so he's going to be sporadic. All right, appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, I'm okay with that move. All right. Bruce, you're loose. What's up? You're live.
Hey, Smitty. My
Yep.
question is this. We all talked about Brenda with this move, but what does it do for Jordan James?
Not good. Not good for Jordan James. Garendo, I think, is still the backup, but you never know. You know, if he's banged up, he can't be the backup. So we'll have to see if he can stay healthy. I mean, Shanahan making this move, obviously he's trading draft capital, and the Niners have a lot of draft picks, though. They always do. They have a lot of compensation picks that they get too. So, you know, this is no skin off their back. I would say that making a trade for Brian Robinson Jr., though, is a little bit of a statement that, you know, if Grendo can't stay healthy, or they're worried about Grendo staying healthy, then, you know, definitely don't know that even Garendo's spot is as secured up as we may like it to be. But it is what it is. We adjust and adapt. I definitely would be, you know, somebody that would be prone to still liking Garendo and drafting him. And, you know, if he got dropped, I would pick him up. But his value definitely took a hit today for 2025 just because of the threat of another running back that they actually traded for. You know, giving up capital means they're not scared to use him. Like I said, Brian Robinson starts a couple games. Not over Christian McCaffrey, but Christian McCaffrey will get hurt. And everybody will be banged up. The whole room will be banged up. And then Brian Robinson Jr. will be the only healthy running back because that's how the 49ers roll.
And then I have another question. I might get asked for this, but for the the Commanders, what does this do for Eckler? Did he get anything now or no?
Well, the thing is, nothing has changed since a week ago. You know, just because Brian Robinson Jr. got moved, nothing's changed. I mean, if we weren't talking about Eckler 2 days ago, we shouldn't be talking about Eckler today. Eckler's still going to be involved, and he'll be a PPR, potential start once in a while. But he's older, bro. This is little Bill's opportunity. And Rodriguez is still in the mix, like for sure. If Bill got banged up, that's why I told that caller just a second ago, cuff it, because it's pretty good. It's a very, very solid situation to be in, to have that cuffed up running back room. Having the Washington Commander running back is going to be a very good business to be in. So I'm an unbiased guy, man. As much as I want to pump up Bill and only Bill and tell you Bill's the ticket, having the duo is a very lucrative business. This is the Washington Commanders running back. It's going to be pretty damn good, bro. It's going to be really productive.
All right. Last thing I got is, what do you think the chances are Thielen goes back to Minnesota?
Decent. Yeah.
And would he be a decent?
No.
Think he'd be a decent bench player?
No.
Or no?
No, he's too old, bro.
Okay.
You can do better. You can do better. Horton, Thornton, Jalen Royals. I mean, all those guys have a little bit more upside. All right, appreciate you, my boy, Bruce.
Yep.
Call back if you got another one. BBQ says, do you see value in Sinnott or Arroyo this year? I do. I love both of them. Neither is guaranteed a thing, though. So opportunity will have to be available, and we can't predict that. Does Ertz get hurt? Probably, but he didn't last year. Does Arroyo get passed over? Maybe. And they just continue to go with Barner, and who knows? But I love Arroyo. He's got a really, really solid skill set. So, yeah, they got value, but in some contexts, like redraft, it's hard to buy into it now when they're not even given starter opportunities. In best ball, I love drafting both of them as like a third tight end in a rotation, optimal scoring rotation. Drop Ray Davis to cuff to Rodriguez. Thank you, BBQ. Drop Davis. I probably would rather have Rodriguez than Davis. It's God, how quickly things can turn. And it's adjust and adapt. This is not being wrong on Davis. I love Davis. But if you got Bill, you kind of got to do the lucrative, be in the lucrative business of Washington and locking that up. But that is a tough call. I probably would. Keeping Nico for my third round pick, I try and trade Davis to the Cook owner real quick. Keeping Nico for my third round pick, I picked the 12th spot. Pick two players from this list: St. Brown, McCaffrey, BTJ, AJ Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Allen, McConkey, and Kyron. Easily for me, it's St. Brown and BTJ, and then Kyron. So St. Brown, BTJ, and then Kyron. Yes, I'm taking Kyron over McCaffrey. Yes, I'm taking Kyron over AJ Brown. Yes, I'm taking Kyron over Jonathan Taylor. And if it's one QB, I'm still taking him over Josh Allen because I think I can fill that spot differently. This is a super chat. Thank you for your super chat. This is from Gabe, $10 hauler. 12 team, 2 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex, 2 flex. Mahomes, May, Bajan, Hampton. Mahomes, May, Bajan, Hampton. Wow, good team, good second quarterback too. Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Judy Myers are the starters. Want to move off of DJ Moore, half PPR. What changes would you make? Trying to get Harvey, trying to get Hunter, trying to get Breece Hall, trying to get JSN, trying to get MHJ. Those guys are pretty cheap considering how much more value they should have. And DJ Moore and something can maybe get that done. Love Bajan and Hampton. Adams is still very, very good in this situation here. But yeah, I would love to upgrade into MHJ using DJ Moore. Would I throw in? I don't know what bench players you can throw in, but definitely would consider trading. If I have to look at this, I would say hard to say like what you could do here. If you could downgrade May into Penix Jr., quote downgrade, because I think it's not a downgrade. What could you move DJ Moore to that owner for? That's what I'd be looking at. And Cam Ward as well. May for Cam Ward, what could you then change DJ Moore into and trade him out? So look at that upgrade situation. That would be probably where my mind goes when I start this process, bro, of trying to maneuver. I think you're smart to think about how to get something somewhere, though, because your team is good, but maybe is one move away. Real briefly, take some phone calls. Rapid fire.
Call into the show.
Rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire. No long full team breakdowns. I can't do those. We get too far behind. Hey, can I give you my whole team? I can't do that. So if you call in, I'm not doing full team breakdowns. You can ask me a very short question and try and give it all in one very quick, sentence, but not doing full team breakdowns. Okay, you ask me, I'll hang up on you. I'm 6'1", 230, says Roman. Oh, he says at 6'1", 230. Sorry, 6'1", 230. I'm glad I don't weigh 230. I weighed 236 one time. I was big, but then it started to turn into, felt like I was wearing a meat suit. And then now I'm at 206, which is where I like to be, about 199 to 206. It feels pretty good right now. If anybody else wants to do the challenge, we got 10 days left. How many days until opening day? 906. Can you turn down the background music? The show in the background is a little reverb. You're live. What's your name and where are you calling from? 906.
Adam Bruno, and I'm calling from Chicago area.
Adam, what can I do for you?
Is it too loud now, or are we good?
Well, just turn it down, off if you can. Just 'cause there's always going to be reverb.
Turn it off real quick. Sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that.
No problem. What up, Adam?
But yeah, I got a huge, this is my pride league. You know what I'm talking about with that?
Your what?
My pride league.
Okay, yeah, okay. It's your baby.
Yeah, and it's a shitty league. It's a start 7, and one of those is a quarterback. And I got my draft tomorrow, and I'm going through my rankings, and I'm like, am I pushing people too far and too back? Because again, you only start 7. So BTJ, Neighbors, A-Chain, those guys, I'm really pushing back right now. And is that smart, or is that, you know what I'm saying?
Not really, but what I'd say is, I kind of know what you're saying, but if you have reasons to doubt them, then yeah, that's fine. If you have your reasons, you have your reasons. So Neighbors toe, it's a concern. You got to be worried about, do you think Dart can do well? Can they actually have playoff hopes for the entire, is Dart good enough to give this team a chance, to fight for the playoff spot all the way to the end that keeps Neighbors on the field? But, I don't know. BTJ, I wouldn't push him back. I don't know what the reasoning is for that. But I'm definitely a little worried about Neighbors at cost, but I'm not necessarily avoiding them either at certain levels.
But I like Nico and Drake London over both those guys easily.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
And again, it's because of injury concerns, this and that. And again, I'm only starting 7 here.
Bro, but you got to understand, your question is here's, this amazing player here and this amazing player here. Am I crazy for liking, the order of them slightly off? No, bro, this is not a crazy question at all. It's like saying, what if I like Gibbs over Bajan? Good, fine. These are all very close calls, bro. You got to go with your gut. What's your gut tell you?
Well, I understand that part. But now here's the thing is, I'm looking at that 4th through 8th round. I see running back all over the place. All over the place. So if I take running back early now, especially, and this is only a 10-man league on top of it. Sorry, I should have said that to begin with. So
if it's a 10,
7.
Okay, here's my advice. 10-man league, go running back. If all looks good and you think that you're going to get solid wide receivers later. I love going RB in a 10-man. Once running backs are consumed at a 10-man, and you get wide receivers that rival other people's wide receivers that they spent freaking a 12 overall on, an 18 overall on, and you're sitting here with Rice and Garrett Wilson and Hunter and Debo. Sure. You have no business having those wide receivers with a stacked running back crew.
Here's the big kicker. I think I can get Rashee Rice between 6th and 8th round.
Sure.
And I understand I'm only playing him for the first 4 rounds. But those first 4 games, I'm getting a top 10 receiver, right?
Well, he might not play the first 4 games. His suspension could very well happen at the beginning of the year still. If they,
it can now. Okay, see, last thing I heard is it was
all right.
later on.
Hey,
the season,
last
so
question.
was
Last question. I got to keep it moving, bro. I know it's an important league to you, but these, no offense, but these questions are not. These are not crazy questions at all. Like, trust your gut. Take the players you like. There's no debate here. You're wrestling with things that you don't need to wrestle with. Take your values into the draft and smash the players you believe are the top guys. Like, this is not a very difficult question.
Well, to me it is because, again, this is that pride league. Again,
bro, everyone's got pride in their league. Everybody loves their league. Everybody wants to win their league. There's no different. There's no different.
Well, there's leagues where I'm all about the money, but this is the one I don't give a shit about the money. Like,
okay.
It makes no difference with that.
I got you. All right. Call back if you got another question. Appreciate you, bro. All right, caller, you're live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Bruce.
Oh, Bruce, what's up? Bruce.
My question is this: in a 10-man, do you think like Hendy, Harvey, and Hampton, they still fall to like the 3rd, 4th round, or no?
Bro, every league's different. Hendy goes in the late 3rd in one, and I got him at the top of 5 in another. On Underdog, I've been getting Hendy in the middle of the 4th round like clockwork right now. I don't understand why he's not going higher, which is fine with me. But it just depends, Bruce. I mean, you got to look at the suggested rank. What platform are you on? You know.
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking like, and I could be stupid because I normally am. I was thinking of going like, because a lot of them eat the running backs up. In the 10-man, like you said, I was thinking of going and trying to like eat up like Jamar Chases and all that.
In terms of what?
Like in the value, waiting for the running back in my 10-man, like getting like a Jamar Chase instead of like a Gibbs.
Sure, but at the flip side, you go Bijan and you're scooping up the Rice, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, Debo, Igbuka. I mean, it could go 100 different ways. Doesn't matter if it's your pride league. It doesn't matter if it's nobody should be drafting different because it's your pride league or it's your non-pride league or whatever the hell it is. You should be drafting to win. We win.
Yeah.
You do it live.
That's right. Yeah.
You do it live every time.
Yeah.
You don't. Oh, I'm gonna just drag my feet on this draft, but this draft you try and smash. When someone says, "What do you do for a living?" You don't tell them your 9-to-5 job. You tell them I'm a smasher. I smash for a living. I smash for a living, and then I do my 9-to-5.
Yeah, because I didn't know like how it would have looked if, like you were saying, you are correct. When it's 10-mans, usually they smash the running backs. Like just trying to get like a Chase in my first round pick, and instead of a running back, get the best receiver.
Yeah. All right, Bruce. Appreciate you. I'll be back later.
All right.
Later. Phone lines are closed. Rapid fire didn't work out too well today. We might have to put up the 30-second timer. When we're in the thick of this stuff now, we might need 30-second timer phone calls moving forward. We can't have it that way. Do I trade Bill CM on hype? Bill Croskey-Merritt. What's this abbreviation we doing here? Yeet. Bill CM. The guy's name's Bill. The guy's name's JCM. The guy's name's Little Bill. And we're creating a new unnecessary nickname of Bill CM. What in the hell is that? Just call him Bill. Put a $sign. I mean, what are we adding this new nickname for? No one knows him by Bill CM. Trey Harris. No, don't trade Bill for Trey Harris. Trey Harris has been dropping a lot. I still like Trey Harris. Don't get me wrong, but adjust and adapt season, baby. He doesn't look great right now. He just doesn't. He doesn't. Thank you for the super chat. BBQ with a $10 hauler. Your auction advice on not drafting high dollar players in the 60s and 70 range paid dividends and I was able to draft Hendy, Harvey, Rice, and load up on depth. Best in the business. Get signed up now. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. Nice job, my boy. Nice job. Yeet, thank you for the super chat as well. I wasn't mad at you. I'm sorry if it came off that way. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Working on my bedside manner every day. Doing it live. Maybe we'll call up the Amazon. They got that Amazon health package where you can get that like in your Prime account. You can get access to a therapist. And maybe your boy can get on there in a live chat session and be like, hey, doc. Yeah, I got a psych degree myself. But I even people that even psychologists see psychologists, and I'm not saying I'm a psychologist, but hey, doc, how do I work on my bedside manner? When a guy calls up and tells me, hey, this league's important to me. No, this is important to me, and I get mad. Or when Bruce calls in and I yell at him, or when Gump calls in and I hang up on him over and over. How do I work on myself, doc? How do I get myself calmer? And we do some sort of live therapy session, and Smitty works on his bedside manner. I don't know. I appreciate you all. I'll be back. Thank you all for the super chats. We go live, and we do it live like no other. We're live whenever big news breaks. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and whenever big news breaks, and at midnight Eastern, doing it live. Appreciate you all. Bill to the moon, little Bill to the moon, Commanders to the moon, JD5 to the mother freaking moon.
JD5 is him, and now all can see. He graduated from Himothy University. Unleash the Washington Kraken. JD5 to Saturn
and beyond.
To Saturn
and beyond.
Supernova.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That means we're coming back at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back at midnight Eastern as well. So at least 2 more live streams. Thank you for the super chat. See you all later. Dose. Thank you for the gifted memberships as well. Goodness gracious. Who dropped the gifteds again? It was Andy. Andy, thanks for the double, bro. Andy with the double, the 10 and the 5, the 15 total. Thank you, BBQ, per usual. Thank you to my $20 haulers. Lee's, appreciate you. Way to lambaste the fiance on the trade. Nice job, Lee's. Red, thank you for the 20. Ken Ryan, thank you for the 20. Stay Golden, thank you for the 20. Giancarlo Torres, so glad to have you back. Thank you for the 50 and the additional super chat. You guys absolutely rock. See you at 8 p.m. Eastern or earlier. Dose.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Touchdown! You hear that sound? It's Chase Brown. Chase Brown, Chase Brown, Chase Brown, Chase Brown, Chase Brown, Chase Chase Brown, Chase Brown, Chase Brown.
Honey, what is that awful sound?
Ma, that's Chase Brown.
Ma, you got my Hot Pocket ready yet? Where are the batteries for my Game Boy?
Chase Brown.
Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a Hot Pocket, and I've never...